Welcome back to the channel. Happy March 2nd, which is 302. So happy U302 day, I'm gonna call it. So, all right, let's do a compare and contrast to a super from a non-super. Okay, first glance, it's the sheet metal. Basically, well, the hood, the grill goes all the way, almost all the way up this cast piece here, and this is a cast aluminum or something like that. And this one, it's supposed to have this white band on here. That's why they call them low band. And there should be, this one's broke, which is common. This is like cast aluminum or something here. Should have MM on there that fastens on there. So I'm gonna set that down for now. All right. So that's a big difference. This one has decals here instead of the nameplate with the decal embossed. Power steering's a little bit upgraded on these supers versus this one here. Both have a 220 cubic inch motor. Both the hydraulic pump is in the back, as in this one here is right there. Both of them are same way. A lot of similar parts. Let's see what else. I'm trying to remember what they upgraded. I think the steering is better on the supers than it is on the low bands. From the back side, what do you see that's different? Really not much. I think the parts are basically interchangeable. This is a 67. This is a 64 if I remember correctly. Lot of interchangeable parts on these, that is for sure. So what else? Dash, steering wheel. Okay, all right, let's look at the steering wheel here. These are bigger, flatter, kind of like the 705 back there has. This is, I mean, you can see across there, more flatter. This has the notches here. Let's just get right up there. Shifting is all the same. The low bands have more. This is a, the notch where, this will pull right out, and that's what keeps your throttle position right there. This part here is basically the same. This tack is different than supers. This is the correct tack for this one. Oil pressure gauge, all that stuff's the same. You can see how that's brown. Yeah, just take note how flat this steering wheel is. The dash, tack, throttle. Okay, let's go look at the other. Okay, hop up here. Okay. Oh, see how that has that upper bracket there? That's what I need on there. Okay, steering wheel. It's dished here from the side here. That's the way these are. These are the throttles are friction in there. There's like a, I don't want to call it friction. This is how you adjust it here, but these are always froze up. You're gonna bust that all up if you try to mess with that. Okay, see how the tack is different here. This tack works. Basically the plate behind it's the same. Cigarette lighter, I think they both have that right there. I can see over there that one does too. That is the same. I'm trying to think if they upgraded anything else. These would have had a alternator or not. Yeah, this has an alternator, and notice, yeah, these have an alternator on them where the low bands have generator. That's a 12 volt generator, but it is a generator. I'm trying to think, at the end of the video, if you want to comment, hey, there's also the difference of blah blah blah. Hey, that's fine. You can go ahead and remind me of that too. Let's see. This one here, the front end's a little bit different. This has two. Notice how the holes are up and down. And this one has 4 bolts, 4 pins that hold that here, and this is the heavier duty of, I do believe, of the 302 front ends. But anyways, notice the grill difference in grills, how this one goes from base to actually the base, and these have this extra nameplate on here. I never did put that back on here. I got to do that yet. We pulled it out of the shed before I got that done. What else? I'm trying to think here. It's basically that's majority of. I'm sure there's some upgrades, and I know that there's upgrade in steering. These have a little bit better steering. I think the hydraulics, I'm not gonna say they did anything special to them, but yeah, they're basically very similar. A lot of interchangeable parts. Very handy tractor, about 50 horsepower. Problems with these, they were known for getting end play in the crankshaft and causing problems that way. Dad had a super that the crank broke right in the tractor driving it down the road. That was a while ago. Kind of wish we still had that one too. I don't even know where that one went, but it was a tractor he bought when I was a kid. I mean, really wasn't anything special. It was a super. I couldn't tell you what year it was. I know it was not a late model, but yeah, awesome tractors. Very handy. All came with 15 5/38. Doesn't mean you can't put a bigger tire on there, but that's basically what they came with. I'm sure you could have special ordered a different size. You either could have got the 9-bolt pressed steel wheels on a U302, or you could get it power adjust. This is some really good Firestones. These tires and rims are going on my 70 302 diesel, which we've seen in previous video, but being 302, you're going to see it in this video too. That's the way it is. I think what we're going to do also is I'm going to move that ZA out of the way that's in front of it, that part ZA, and pull the 69 302 out. We might as well start that too. I know the batteries are junk in it, so we'll just pull that one. And I bet I would be willing to bet money. I don't know about that one, but I know of the 900. If we pulled it, it would be running before it got out the door. That's the way that tractor is. The 302, that 69, it might be a couple feet outside the door, but it'll be running. We're not taking bets, but that's just what I was thinking. So, okay, hey, let's get to the other 302s. Okay, well, showed you my 64 and my 67. Let's jump up to a 1969 U302 Super. This one's actually my father's. Difference between a 69. Okay, from the factory, a 69 would have white tire or white rims on the front. 70 would have all 4 white. Another thing would be, we call these a flat top fenders. This is completely flat across here, instead of having a little bit of a crown, that crease down the center, like the, call them non-late models or whatever. This one actually now has a Minneapolis Moline L800 loader on it, which is made by Swartz back in the day. This one has hydraulic dump on it. This tractor, I don't know if you remember, my 67 has that spot there for where it says MM, while the later ones have a band on here with the Minneapolis Moline name. Kind of neat. 70, which I have a 70 U302, but it's we'll get to that in a minute. A 70 would have the word white right here on there too as well. So yep, there are not a lot of differences here, other than few things from earlier supers to later supers. Steering wheel's the same. Pump still back here. This one doesn't leak anymore. That's kind of nice. Still needs a power washing though, for sure. This one has really good tires on this side. I think Dad said something about that. All right, let's go look at one more before I gotta go. All right, well, it's the next day. I've got a volleyball tournament to go to for my daughter. Those are always exciting. But we're gonna head out to the farm real quick, look at my dad's 67 U302 Super Diesel, which has been in quite a few videos, but being 302 day, we're gonna cover all the 302s. This one's kind of special. My grandfather bought it brand new back in 67 or 68, and I actually have the original receipt for this tractor. But anyways, so story behind it, if you're not if you're new to the channel, I should say, this one's painted silver, but did not come to the factory that way. So my grandfather bought it brand new. They got a bad batch of oil. I'm not going to name the name brand. I do know what it is. I don't use that oil. Anyways, and it ruined something in the motor, whether it was, must have been in bearings, or I don't know. At least that's what my grandfather and father were told, that it ruined something in the motor. Anyways, at that time, couldn't get the parts for it, so grandfather traded it in on the G900 diesel that we still have. And actually, I have the receipt for that transaction also, which is kind of neat. So, but anyways, so the mechanic that worked at the dealership, and actually the grandfather of the guy I bought, or no, been back up, my dad bought that tractor from. I did the dealing, or whatever you want to call it, and found it, and I wanted to buy it, but no, Dad had to buy it, which I totally understand and did not argue. So I bought the other 4 tractors that was in that lot. But anyways, so they got it running, boarded out, turned her up a little bit, then painted it that silver. And you'll notice that the maroon on there is the same color as my 70 302 diesel and my 70 M670 diesel that I have, because they all came from the same place. So yeah, that's the same paint color. So anyways, and they made it into a pulling tractor, which is, it's kind of cool. But what they did to I would say modify it, for the pulling hitch and everything, they just took parts off and added a pulling hitch to it. Didn't ruin anything. So the tractor now, since we got it, is all put back together to, with a 3-point hitch on it, the drawbars on correctly, all that kind of stuff. You wouldn't know it was ever a pulling tractor, or suspect it was a pulling tractor, except for the paint job. That would make you question things. But anyways, so it's that tractor's around 50 horsepower from the factory. I asked the old boy, the mechanic, who's actually the one that helped me get it bought back. He's still alive. He's well long in the tooth. But anyways, he is I'm very, very grateful to old Arthur for that. Anyways, he was telling me he thinks this tractor is somewhere around the 80 horsepower mark, which isn't a lot for a pulling tractor, but in that circumstance, maybe it was. So, and I don't know if I ever tell you or remember if I just told you they called it the Shark. That silver paint, kind of looks like a shark. And with that straight pipe, it sounds pretty tough. So I've had that tractor in quite a few videos. We did a water pump and put the 3-point hitch on, and the old boy that used to have it, he always had the tires on backwards, and he thought they pulled better for whatever reason. Well, we turned those around, but my dad was thinking that originally his tractor had power adjust rims on it, but right now it has I think it's got, are they 13.6s or 14.938s? So I will have to look when we get there. The farm is only 5 minutes from my house, so we're driving out there right now, and I figured I'd give you a little background on that tractor before we got there. So got my trailer unloaded, or unhooked, I should say. I didn't unload that, take that tractor off. I'm hoping in the very near future we'll take that tractor over there and get my 1050 back. So, but all right, well, I'm just about there. I'll bring you back in just a second. Okay, well, we're out to the farm. That's my dad and brother's grain storage facility. The old maple tree is looking pretty sad, and we used to have a tree house in that tree. Anyways, that's not what we're here for. Yep, we grew up, we always had Molines here, and John Deere's. What else do we have? You know, other than that, the 2150 Oliver, that's about it. I apologize, a little bit dark in here. We don't have any lights in this lean-to. Me and my brother and some other guys helped put on one spring. I think it was a spring. It don't matter. Anyways, so here's the Shark, or, you know, my dad's 1967 U302 Super Diesel. So I know it's hard to see, especially with the frame all painted black. But I don't know if you can see that burgundy, maroon, whatever. There it is. So yeah, I did turn the tires back around. I thought I did. Let's yeah 13 38s. So but yeah, I put the correct drawbar cradle back on, the correct drawbar. They had all these parts, and then the three-point linkage. All they did was they took the drawbar cradle off and the drawbar and put a pulling hitch on here, and just took the three-point hitch arms off. That's it. So they didn't well, I call it ruin, but you know, make it so it could not ever be put back. So yeah, this tractor's pretty cool. The previous owner, he didn't like a tach that only went to like 2,000 RPM, so he put a different, that's not the original tach, oil pressure gauge, water temp gauge, well, you know which ones. But interesting. You know, something I'm just noticing too, this one has that friction fit, or not friction fit, but the other style of throttle on there. I'm gonna have to ask Dad, because I don't, because my 67 gasoline is you know, it's 2301, which is the first one, in 67 has that friction fit. I'm just wondering if the guy, that was one thing he modified on this. I've just noticed that since this tractor has been back. So but interesting. Yeah, there's the other 670 we have. This is a 67, which I've had in other videos. This is a nice tractor too. But yeah, I've toured all these tractors before a little bit for you. But if you're new to the channel, and you know, I'm gathering that a lot of you that watch my channel really aren't necessarily Minneapolis Moline fans. You just like old tractors, which is cool. So we'll quickly, we won't go too much in detail, but of the tractors that we have here, this is my dad's 4430. He bought this back when I was in high school, and it's hard to believe at one time this was the big tractor on the farm. Yep, this tractor it's been a really good tractor for us. Done a lot of work. It doesn't have to work has nowhere near as hard. It spreads fertilizer, and you know, a lot of lighter stuff now, compared to, you know, being on the plow or the field cultivator, stuff like that. And it really wasn't replaced. This is my dad's 5020 John Deere. Yeah, this has a turbo on it. Yeah, it does. I can't remember what year. I think it is also a 67. That's kind of a common thing here. Needs a bath, but yeah, that's quite a tractor. Let's we'll go back over here a little bit. Take a look at the 670 here. I think Dad said this one needs a little bit of clutch work, so there'll be a video on me. We'll replace that clutch that's in there. I need to find a different seat for him too. I don't like that one, but this one's a really nice original paint, 67. So here's one that's worth a little bit of you know, a backstory here. This is my brother's wide front John Deere A51. I thought it was, it's either 51 52, but I'm pretty sure it's a 51. I think in 52 they changed something on the rear castings, I think, on the wheels there. Don't quote me on that. I'm a lot more confident in Minneapolis Moline stuff than I am John Deere, but I guess John Deere's I've been around too. But anyways, this tractor, when we were kids, was my brother's. Well, it'd be like nowadays side-by-side, where you take a side-by-side or golf cart to go anywhere. This is what my brother would do. He would hop on that, and I don't know if you can see that far, but there used to be a house down that way, big old barn, and that's where the dairy cows were. Just across the little road right there. It's not even, I don't know if it's a 1/16 of a mile down the road right there. But yeah, we used to drive that back and forth. Good memories. But anyways, this was my brother's tractor. My dad got hard up a little bit for money, and somebody offered some money for it, and he sold it, and he kind of felt rotten ever since that he sold my brother's tractor. And so for quite a few years, I was looking for another wide front A for my brother. You know, he was wanting one, you know, and I sent him one, and he's like, you know, yeah, that's okay, you know, but he kind of wanted the tractor. Well, a few years ago, we kind of knew, we knew a relative, which lives down the road a mile or so, of the guy that bought it. He did live locally at that time, but then he moved about 2 hours away. The guy was getting up in years, and he's one of them guys that never sells anything. Well, I got a hold of the guy, eventually got his phone number, and then I talked to him, and then I seen him at a show, and kind of talked him into selling it, but he wouldn't tell me a price. And it's like, oh boy, you know, I was like, well, anyways, he finally gave us a number, and we didn't dicker around with it. We had to have it back, and we surprised my brother for his birthday. I think that was his birthday. No, it wasn't his birthday. I take it back. And we had it all planned out as a surprise. And lo and behold, it was a day that rained. I mean, poured. Well, when we picked up this tractor up, my dad actually bought it back, but gave it to my brother. As far as I know, he gave it to him, so I hope so. Anyways, the tractor didn't run. I got it running. I had to, you know, clean the carb out. It was plugged, wouldn't believe. But my brother has no intentions. I don't think he wants to repaint this tractor. It's original paint. Yeah, it's got some good rust, but it's the way it was. It almost looks exactly the way it was the day it left. My brother had to been, I don't know if he was even 14. He was probably younger than that when it left. But yeah, it's just a story I remember. That tractor will either be here or over to my brother's. He lives a little ways away. This is his baby. So I think most of the winter it spent its time over in that heated shop, but he's been working on stuff, so he needed the room. But I know it's his 302 day, but I don't know, I'm on a roll. This is our 51U UTE. This is my tractor. Was you know, my tractor on the farm. This is another one that'll never leave. It's got an M5 upper end on it. This baby will scoot down the road and she'll pull. She's a well, we'll come back to that. Won't bore you with that story too, but I'll tell it sometime. Then this is my dad, one of my dad's babies here. This is a 51 ZA here. This one runs like a top. I thought I gave him a headlight lens. He was supposed to put that on. Didn't get to it yet. That's okay. Yeah, this is a nice original tractor. We bought this over by Frankenmuth, Michigan, from the original owner's son. And it came with a UM5 mounted mower, which my dad still uses mow roadsides and stuff. Looks like needs a oil seal on the PTO redone. But yeah, it's got the nice seat on there. Where are these walnuts coming from? You know what? I think there is a walnut tree around here somewhere. Where is that thing? That's not it right there. Must be across the road. There's a big piece of woods across the road. But anyways, okay. Well, enough of all that. But yeah, there's a few of the tractors. There's more around here. Dad's still got a 4010 John Deere and whatever else still. 8640. So, all right. Well, we're gonna head back to my house. We got 2 more 302s to look at for this video. Okay, back to my place. 2 more to look at. But before we get to this next 302, I want to do a little housekeeping, as in amid an error that I said. And I was thinking it, but I wasn't confident in it. Russell Zimmerman, you're getting a shout out again. ZTUs had a 185 cubic inch engine. Same bore, but a different stroke, a little shorter stroke. And then the ZA, which has a 206. I was thinking it, but I wasn't confident. And man, they looked the same. I just, went with it. Well, I'm going to admit I'm wrong on something that somebody else was correct. So, hey, it is what it is. Just so you know, ZTUs, 185 cubes, ZA, ZB, 206. All right. This tractor's collected some stuff that's been sitting here at least a year. This is my 1969 U302 Super. He painted the rear wheels white for this was actually my uncle's tractor. So it's been in the family for quite some time. He had the motor gone through. I do need to do some work on the head gaskets, which these are known for those issues for head gaskets. Yeah, this tractor, it'll start if I pull it. The batteries are absolute junk on it. He put 16 938s on the back, an Oliver seat, or Oliver looking seat at least. This is the one I was going to pull and start, but I don't have any help today. The boys went fishing, which I hope they catch a mess of perch, because I would love a perch dinner tonight, which probably quite a few would also. But anyway, so I know this one's kind of hard to see, but we will have videos of this tractor. This tractor's not going anywhere other than, around here. So he did some customizing on the steps. I'm sorry I've got a bunch of stuff just piled around here, but that's the way it is. So, and this is our 900 diesel, which this one's going to get absolutely all redone, except for the motor, because it's got very few hours on an overhaul. So this one's actually bored out to a 504. So, but we'll get into all of that at some other time. So yeah, this is a really nice driving tractor. I'm going to tell you, last time I drove it. So flat top fenders on a 69 as in a 70, which we've talked about that before. So notice the 69 still had, at least this one still, well, they all did, because a steel front weight bracket. All right, let's head on out for our last one for today. At least is my 70. So 1970 U302 Super Diesel, not that one, that's the 670. M5, that's gonna need to go down the road here shortly. All right, here we are, 1970 U302 Super. This is one of those 5. This came from the same place as the Shark, which we just, earlier in the video. But this should have white front rims, white rear rims, and the word white right here. Just notice cast iron weight bracket. And another telltale sign of a 70 is that steering cylinder right there. This does not have the correct steering wheel on it, but notice, or it's shifting now, but we talked about that not too long ago. So if you're new to the channel, this is a 236 cubic inch motor in these, which is it's an odd size. They only made 190 of the U302 Super Diesels, and this was 182, so it's right near the end. So this one has power adjust wheels, 15 538s, and like I said earlier, that one off that parts low band, those tires and rims, they're going right on here because they're nice and yellow and they're better tires. So they're going on here. She needs a good bath, like a lot of tractors. Minneapolis Molines are known for leaking oil, I guess. There's a saying, which I think I've said on the channel before: if you don't want a Minneapolis Moline, an Oliver, or a White not to leak oil, don't put any oil in it. It's a joke. Don't necessarily do that. Yep. So this one needs all the rear seat cushion. This one's not bad. This is missing there should be a panel that goes over top of here. One of mine has that on there. I might have one of those around here. I collect all kinds of parts, it seems like, in, you know, my organized chaos that I have in the shop. So this tractor has the primer pump here. My 69, I do not believe it does. Yeah, this one runs pretty good after it warms up. It's I don't want to call it cold-blooded, but it just takes a while. Seems like a lot of Moline diesels just take a little while to warm up. I don't know if that has to do with something with the energy cells, or, you know, just the way it's injected in there. But that's the way it is. So I mean, yeah, this one here, I can't wait to repaint this one. So this one's gonna be a nice, beautiful, straight tractor. It'll be pretty. Not going anywhere. But wow. So I mean, now it's actually been fun filming and talk about these tractors. I'm pretty proud to own these tractors. That's it's kind of cool, kind of fun, and but hey, that should be good, plenty for this video. I don't know how long it's going to be, but so happy March 2nd, 302 day. So I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Hope everybody has a great weekend. If you can, get outside and enjoy this weather. So, or, you know, it's not super cold. I think it was 38 or 39 this morning when I was on my way out to the farm. That's, to me, that's nice. That's hopefully it's gonna be a good weekend. We'll get a lot done around here. You know, working on tractors. I wouldn't mind cutting at least another load of wood. I got Jake. He's around for all week. Maybe we can cut some wood during the week too. Yeah, then we'll be waiting on my phone call from Doug to come and get my 1050. I'm hoping that's next weekend now. So I was hoping it was going to be today, but it is what it is. So all right, well, appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you in the next one.